Love you too. All right, so yes, as we turn onto Canal Street, we'll see some language changes on the signs. Welcome to Chinatown, folks. Next thing you'll probably notice is the very large amount of New York City gift and souvenir shops, similar to the ones that you would find in Times Square. Now, I'm going to level with you folks, not just as your host, but also as your friend. If you want to get yourself an I Heart NY t-shirt, mug, baseball cap, a nice snow globe with the Statue of Liberty in it, you should get those souvenirs here in Chinatown. They sell the exact same souvenirs as in Times Square, but for a fraction of the price. And then once you've gotten yourself some souvenirs, you should go to one of the many authentic Chinese restaurants here in Chinatown. Chinatown in New York City has the most dense population of Chinese people outside of the continent of Asia. So you know you're bound to experience some rich and wonderful culture. Just make sure before you go to any restaurant in New York City that they have a nice big butter cake. As I said, we are currently on Canal Street. Now, based on that name, Canal Street, does anyone want to take a guess at what Canal Street was before it was a street? Yeah, see, it wasn't a trick question, my friend. You got it. It was a canal. So, yes, where we are driving right now literally used to be a canal where people would take their boats along and all that good stuff. Again, very simple naming conventions of streets and neighborhoods here in New York City. You want to guess what Wall Street was before it was a street? Yeah, see, you're good at this. It was a wall. Yes, so where Wall Street is now used to be a wall put up by Dutch settlers to keep out pirates. It is 2024. We do let the British in now, but we never eyes on them. Never be too careful. Little fun fact about Chinatown. During the late 1800s, they took a census and found that there was 400 men per married woman in the neighborhood. Since it was primarily inhabited by men who would come to New York City from China to work and then would send the money back to their families in China. But then, of course, as you know, families wanted to sit together, they would come over and build what is today.
சூப்பரா டெக்கரேட் பண்ணிருக்காங்களாங்க. ஒரு நிமிஷம் அப்படியே நிறுத்தினானா சைனாடவுன் ஸ்ட்ரீட்.
Chinese people.
அதாங்க சைனாடவுன். அது இது ஃபுல் ரோடு ஃபுல்லாக சைனீஸ் தான்.
Mental.
All right, folks, in just a moment we are going to be passing Triumphal Park. We are going to be going over the Manhattan Bridge into Brooklyn. Now, you've been great about it so far, folks, but I do need to give that extra reminder. Please remain seated on the bus. With that, I can tell you a little story. So one time we were starting to head over the Manhattan Bridge, and we were moving at a pretty fast speed. And someone thought it was a very inconvenient time to cross. It was not. On those brakes, and but of course, after slamming on the brakes, I went from in front of the stairs and flew all the way to the front of the bus in a second and a half. was luckily able to catch myself.
New York life insurance.
I'm being a little hyperbolic, but it was scary. But yes, I was able to just stand up, brush myself off. Everyone clapped, get ready, rain from the sky. But with that should be a good warning that the road is very unpredictable, folks. So you got to keep yourself in as safe a position as possible. Leave the standing to the trained professionals. So while I'm not going to encourage that you stand, I am going to encourage that you get your phones and cameras out to take some lovely photos of the New York City skyline. Just make sure you keep those phones and cameras inside the vehicle, folks. Because if you drop your phone in the East River, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to raise your hand, and then I'll raise my hand, and then everyone will raise their hands, and we'll wave goodbye to that phone forever. But for the time being, I'm going to let you just sit back and enjoy the sights, and I will reconvene with you when we are in Brooklyn. And if you think about standing, just remember, you are on the camera, and I can see you downstairs. So
இந்த சைடை விட அந்த சைடு தான் நல்லா இருக்கும்.
building it India.
Due to the beautiful old architecture and views of the New York City skyline. And it's home to stars like Anne Hathaway, Lena Dunham, Adam Lambert, and Michelle Williams. Brooklyn, coming from the borough of Manhattan. Can anyone name any of the other boroughs of New York City? We got Queens, the Bronx. There's one more. Staten Island is correct. Very good, my friends, very good. So yes, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, and Staten Island, the 5 boroughs of New York City. Now, Brooklyn here is the most populous borough of New York City. Brooklyn has a population of 2.8 million people, which actually means that if you took Brooklyn and separated it from the rest of New York City, it would still be the 4th largest city in the United States. Now, if you're ever looking for fun activities to do in Brooklyn, well, there is Little Japan in Brooklyn, lots of great shopping to do in downtown Brooklyn, lots of great thrift shopping to do in the neighborhoods of Williamsburg and Bushwick during basketball season. Next game at Barclays Center. If you're a fan of
the building.
Oh, nice.
Ini baik.
All 5 boroughs together have a whopping population of 9 million people, making New York City the largest city in the United States by a pretty significant margin.
இப்போ நீ இருப்பா
Now, if you're ever looking for stuff to do in Queens, well, my recommendation would be if you're going to be very nice, just have a good old vacation. There. And then I'm also a huge foodie, and I'm a particularly large fan of Indian cuisine. So I like to go to the neighborhood of Russian cuisine, a very large Indian population. Great authentic Indian. In the Bronx, they have, of course, the Bronx Zoo, one of the most critically acclaimed zoos in North America, with a heavy focus in animal conservation. And then, of course, during baseball season, catch yourself a game at Yankee Stadium. And then let's see, what is there to do in Staten Island? Staten Island has some nice public parks and Pete Davidson.
Ya.
Ay.